The shocking downfall of iconic companies' lessons learned. Did you know that most businesses fail? Over 50% of small businesses don't make it past their 5th birthday. Even those big iconic brands we think are invincible, they can fall too. By studying their successes and, more importantly, their failures, we can learn a lot about what it takes to build a lasting legacy. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the volatile world of business where even the mightiest can fall. Chapter 1. Common Challenges. Before we get into individual companies, let's talk about some common threads in corporate downfalls. First off, competition. The business world is a jungle, and if you can't adapt, you're going to get overtaken. It might be a new technology, a change in consumer tastes, or just a savvier competitor. Then there's innovation, or rather the lack thereof. Companies that rest on their laurels often learn the hard way. And of course, leadership. Bad leadership can absolutely tank a company. Poor decisions, internal conflicts, ethical scandals. All of these can erode trust and be incredibly difficult to recover from. The pressure to stay ahead of the curve is relentless. Companies that fail to innovate and adapt often find themselves left behind. These recurring themes are crucial to understanding why even the biggest companies can fall. Chapter 2. The Rise and Fall of Blockbuster. Blockbuster was synonymous with movie nights, with 9,000 stores worldwide at their peak. Their business model was simple but effective: offer a wider selection of VHS tapes and later DVDs than anyone else. But then came the digital revolution, and Blockbuster didn't adapt quickly enough. Netflix was offering movie rentals by mail, no late fees, and a growing library of titles. Blockbuster had a chance to acquire them early on, but passed. Big mistake. As internet speeds increased, streaming became the future. Netflix was ready. Blockbuster, not so much. They tried to play catch-up, but it was too late. Their once mighty empire crumbled, and in 2010 they filed for bankruptcy. The lesson here: adapt or die. Blockbuster's failure to recognize the seismic shift in how we consume entertainment cost them everything. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of staying nimble and embracing change. Chapter 3. Kodak, a picture of decline. Kodak, a name synonymous with photography, dominated the film market for decades. Ironically, Kodak's downfall was tied to digital cameras, a technology they invented but failed to capitalize on. They were too focused on their film business to see the disruptive potential of their own invention. Meanwhile, companies like Sony and Canon embraced digital, flooding the market with affordable cameras. Kodak, slow to adapt, lost market share rapidly. In 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy, a cautionary tale of how even giants can fall victim to their own success. Their story underscores the importance of embracing innovation and not being afraid to disrupt your own business model. Chapter 4. The Rise and Fall of Toys R Us. Toys R Us was a retail giant, a staple of our childhoods. Founded in 1948, they revolutionized toy retailing with a massive selection and competitive prices. But the rise of online retailers like Amazon started to chip away at Toys R US dominance. A leveraged buyout in 2005 saddled the company with billions in debt, limiting their ability to compete. By the time they filed for bankruptcy in 2017, Toys R Us had become a dinosaur in a digital age. Their story highlights the importance of adaptability, especially in the face of evolving consumer habits and the rise of e-commerce. Sometimes, even the most magical places can't escape the realities of the market. Chapter 5. The Unraveling of Sears, a retail empire lost. Sears was more than just a store. It was an American institution. From its humble beginnings as a mail-order watch company, Sears revolutionized retail. However, as the retail landscape evolved, Sears struggled to keep up. The rise of shopping malls and new competitors like Walmart and Target drew customers away. Despite attempts to adapt, Sears seemed stuck in its old ways. It failed to invest in its online presence, and its stores became dated. After years of decline, Sears filed for bankruptcy in 2018, a shadow of its former self. Their story is a stark reminder that even the most established giants can crumble if they fail to adapt. Chapter 6. Circuit City, disconnected in a digital world. Circuit City, once a giant in consumer electronics, was the go-to destination for all things tech. Founded in 1949, they rose to prominence by offering a vast selection of electronics and knowledgeable staff. However, the digital revolution that fueled Circuit City's rise also sowed the seeds of its downfall. The emergence of online retailers like Amazon started to chip away at Circuit City's market share. Instead of adapting, Circuit City made a series of missteps, including firing experienced sales staff and failing to create a compelling online shopping experience. By the time they filed for bankruptcy in 2008, Circuit City had become a cautionary tale of how a failure to innovate can doom even the most successful companies. Their demise highlights the importance of staying ahead of technological advancements and understanding evolving consumer behavior. Chapter 7: Borders Lost in the Pages of History. Borders was more than just a bookstore. It was a sanctuary for book lovers. Founded in 1971, Borders thrived by creating a unique bookstore experience. However, the digital revolution disrupted the book industry. The rise of Amazon posed a significant challenge to traditional bookstores. Borders struggled to adapt to this digital shift and failed to keep pace with online retail. By the time they filed for bankruptcy in 2011, Borders had become a symbol of how even beloved brands can succumb to disruptive forces. Their story underscores the importance of embracing digital transformation and adapting to evolving market dynamics. Recognizing the shift in how consumers access information and entertainment is crucial for survival. Chapter 8: Pan Am. The sky wasn't the limit. Pan Am was synonymous with luxury, glamour and adventure in air travel. Founded in 1927, Pan Am pioneered international air travel with innovations like the Pan Am Clipper and the Boeing 707. However, the airline industry is volatile, subject to economic fluctuations and fierce competition. The deregulation of the airline industry in 1978 increased competition, driving down fares and eroding Pan Am's profitability. The 1988 Lockerbie bombing dealt a devastating blow to the airline's reputation and finances. Despite attempts to restructure, Pan Am struggled to overcome these challenges. In 1991, burdened by debt and facing mounting losses, Pan Am ceased operations. Their story highlights the importance of adaptability and financial prudence in a volatile industry. Chapter 9: The Decline of Compaq, from PC powerhouse to acquisition. Compaq, founded in 1982, quickly rose to prominence by producing some of the earliest IBM-compatible PCs. Their success was built on engineering prowess and a focus on the business market. However, the PC market is characterized by rapid innovation and fierce competition. As PCs became more commoditized, Compaq's margins began to shrink. The acquisition of Digital Equipment Corporation in 1998 proved to be a costly misstep. In 2002, after years of declining sales, Compaq was acquired by Hewlett-Packard. Their story underscores the challenges of maintaining market leadership in a rapidly evolving industry. Remember the Palm Pilot? Before smartphones, Palm Inc. was a pioneer in personal digital assistance. Founded in 1992, Palm's innovative operating system made their devices intuitive and easy to use. But the tech world moves fast, and Palm made some critical missteps. They underestimated the power of software and focused too heavily on hardware. Then came the rise of the smartphone. Companies like BlackBerry and Apple changed the game. Palm, slow to adapt, released their own smartphone, the Palm Pre, but it was too late. In 2010, HP acquired Palm, but the magic was gone. Palm's story is a reminder that in the tech world, innovation is a double-edged sword. Let's journey back to the pixelated world of the 1980s, a time when arcades ruled. Atari, founded in 1972, single-handedly popularized video games, bringing them from arcades to living rooms. The Atari 2600 became a cultural phenomenon, but Atari's reign was short-lived. A series of bad decisions, including low-quality games, led to the video game crash of 1983. The crash nearly destroyed the home console market and left Atari reeling. They never fully recovered, eventually being sold off and fading into obscurity. Atari's story is a cautionary tale about the importance of quality control and understanding your market. In the world of tech, yesterday's news is quickly forgotten. As we've journeyed through the rise and fall of these companies, we've seen a pattern emerge. These weren't always massive decisions. Sometimes they were small missteps that had a cascading effect. For some, it was a failure to adapt to technological advancements. Others stumbled due to poor leadership or an inability to recognize changing tides. And then there were those who simply lost touch with their customers. The common thread, a lack of agility, a failure to innovate, and a disconnect between the company's direction and the evolving needs of their customers. So, what can we learn from these fallen giants? Success is never guaranteed. The business world is dynamic, and the only constant is change. Companies that fail to adapt and innovate risk being left behind. Success is about being proactive, embracing new technologies, and being willing to pivot. It's about building a culture of resilience, where learning from mistakes is valued. In the end, adaptability and resilience are key to long-term success.